Okay, so normally when you make a drone on a modular, you just open the filter and you open the VCA and it plays and it drums. Wouldn't it be neat if you could press a key and it would latch on and play the drone? And even cooler if you could hit that key again and it would turn off. Well, it's possible. We're going to use the Q128 and a divide by 2, and we're going to make that happen. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so normal gating, we come out of the Q174 MIDI module and we go into our envelope generators. In my case, I have the normalization module, so my envelope generators are wired behind the scene to this, but otherwise you would come out of your gate, you would go into a multiple and 2 cables and go over to envelope generators. I'm able to do it here. Recommend you get that, it's cool. So normal keying is press a note, it plays, you let go, it goes away. Wouldn't it be cool if we could latch that on? It's actually not too hard to do that. I'm going to be using the Q128, but today what I wanted to also be able to do is latch it back off or turn it back off, hitting the key again. So in other words, hit the key once, it latches on, hit the key a second time and it goes away. And I didn't know if that was even possible, and then I just kind of discovered this. If you take your gate, and what you're going to need is a divider. Now, a synth like this has several dividers. If you have the gate math, you have programmable dividers there. You need a divide by 2. But if you have the Q157 sample and hold plus plus, that has a divide by 2 right in it. I'm going to use that. It just happens to be right next to my 128, and that literally is a coincidence. And I'm going to take the output, the divided output, and I'm going to go into the control of the Q128. Now, if you watch the light on here, I'm going to press the key, it goes off, press the key, it comes on, press the key, it goes off, press the key, it comes on. That's exactly what we need. Now, I just need to get the gate back over to the gate input. So I'm going to take the common output. And so I'm going to, when the light is on, A is on. Now, what I need is 5 volts to go into here. And then whenever that's on, we get the gate, and then hit the key again, it goes off, the gate goes away. I don't know if you knew this, but on the sample and hold plus plus, we have a, this is a Swiss Army knife module here. We have an LFO, divider, sample and hold, noise, and a slew limiter. But what's weird about this LFO is it's got slow, fast, and off. I had never turned it on off before, but guess what? When you turn it on off, it puts out 5 volts. So I'm going to do that, and now latch is on. I'm going to press the key again, turns it off. So latch it on. So latch on, latch off, really we're just using 4 cables, and one of them you'd be using anyway. So 3 extra cables, these 2 modules. So any divide by 2 will give you the on off. By the way, you could even do it with a sequencer, because you could program step 1 to be high and you could program step 2 to be low, and you could use the gate to clock the steps of the sequencer. And if you have the Q119, you can limit the steps to just 2 steps, and then it would just go back and forth, and so on. By the way, just real quick, you guys are familiar with the .com cables that they sell. And they're color-coded, so the short one is brown, the next one up is red, and the next one up is orange. Well, it turns out that this is a 1-footer, and the red is a 2-footer, and the orange is a 3-footer. And you may not know, but in electronics, there's an electrical code for wiring, color code for wiring. And brown equals 1, red equals 2, orange equals 3, yellow equals 4, green equals 5. It never occurred to me that these guys actually dipped into that code to create the colors for their cables. So I guess I was today years old when I learned that. Goodbye.